In the last episode, our small group of rebels had just successfully infiltrated the Lyrian government, exposing corruption and bringing hope to the oppressed people. With our newfound fame, we were hailed as heroes, but our celebration was short-lived as a mysterious message from an enigmatic ally set us on a perilous path. The message spoke of the Aethereian archive, a fabled repository of knowledge that could change the course of our world's history. I stood on the rooftop, gazing out at the cityscape of Lyrian, the warm breeze carrying the whispers of the crowd below. My companions, Lyrian's brightest and bravest, were gathered around me, their faces filled with anticipation. Dr. Orion, a brilliant scientist with a passion for the ancient Aethereians, approached me, his eyes aglow with excitement. "We have to find Elara, the cartographer," he said. "Her maps are our only lead to the archive." I nodded, my mind racing with the possibilities. We had to move quickly before the government or the Archon regime caught wind of our plans. As I scanned the horizon, a shiver ran down my spine. The forsaken city, with its ancient ruins and crumbling spires, beckoned to me like a siren's call. We set out immediately, navigating through the winding streets of Lyrian, avoiding the roving patrols and curious onlookers. The city gave way to the desolate landscape of the Aethereian wasteland, and we entered the forsaken city, its silence oppressive and foreboding. As we ventured deeper into the ruins, the air grew thick with an eerie energy. I could feel the weight of history bearing down on us, the secrets of the Aethereians whispering through the wind. Dr. Orion consulted his notes, his brow furrowed in concentration. According to Elara's last known coordinates, she was hiding in the heart of the city. I drew a deep breath, steeling myself for what lay ahead. We were getting close. The buildings around us grew taller, their facades cracked and worn. We navigated through the rubble-strewn streets, our footsteps echoing off the walls. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows. A hooded figure, their face obscured by the darkness. "Elara," I called out, my voice barely above a whisper. The figure hesitated, then beckoned us to follow. We trailed behind Elara, our hearts pounding in unison. The city seemed to be holding its breath, the very air vibrating with anticipation. As we turned a corner, a massive stone structure loomed before us, the entrance to the Aethereian archive. But we were not alone. A group of heavily armed guards, their faces twisted with malice, barred our way. Elara whispered something in my ear, her voice like a gentle breeze on a summer day. "The cartographer's maps are not the only thing that will guide us to the archive. There is more to Aethereia's past than we ever imagined." The guards charged, their footsteps thundering through the stillness. It was time to act. I drew my sword, the familiar weight of comfort in my hand. The battle was fierce, the clash of steel on steel ringing through the air. Dr. Orion and Elara fought alongside me, their skills a perfect complement to my own. As the last guard fell, I turned to Elara, my chest heaving with exertion. "What secrets do you know about Aethereia's past?" Elara's eyes locked onto mine, a deep sadness welling up within them. "The Aethereians were not the only ones who once inhabited this world," she said. "There was another civilization, one that held the key to the archive's true power." The revelation hit me like a ton of bricks. Our quest had just become a lot more complicated, and then I heard it. A low rumble like thunder on the horizon, but the sky was clear. "A warning," Elara whispered, her voice urgent. "We must leave now." The ground began to shake, the stone beneath our feet cracking and splintering. As we stumbled backward, a massive chasm opened before us, revealing a glimpse of the Aethereian underworld. The journey was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. Previously, Alex and his companions had just infiltrated the Lyrian government, exposing corruption and bringing hope to the oppressed people. But their celebration was short-lived as a mysterious message from an enigmatic ally set them on a perilous path to find the Aethereian archive, a fabled repository of knowledge that could change the course of their world's history. As we stumbled backward, a massive chasm opened before us, revealing a glimpse of the Aethereian underworld. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and I could feel the weight of history bearing down on us. We didn't hesitate, knowing that every second counted. We leaped into the unknown, our bodies propelled by an unseen force as we plummeted into the depths of the Aethereian underworld. The darkness enveloped us, and I felt my heart racing with anticipation. As we descended, the silence was broken by the sound of rushing water. We landed with a splash, the icy water enveloping us like a shroud. I surfaced, gasping for air, and looked around. We were in a vast underground lake, surrounded by towering stalactites that refracted the faint light that filtered through the surface. Elara swam towards us, her eyes locked onto mine. "We're close," she whispered. "The entrance to the archive lies hidden beneath the lake. We need to dive deep to find it." Dr. Orion nodded, his eyes aglow with excitement. "The water pressure will be immense. We'll need to find a way to navigate it." I scanned the lake, searching for a solution. That's when I saw it, a massive ancient Aethereian submersible, half buried in the lake's floor. It was our only hope. With newfound determination, we set out to explore the submersible's depths, searching for a way to reactivate its systems. The fate of our quest hung in the balance, and we knew that every minute counted. As we worked, I couldn't help but think about the revelations Elara had shared with us about the other civilization that had once thrived on Aetherea. What secrets lay hidden beneath the lake's surface? What secrets would the archive reveal to us? Our quest had just taken a drastic turn, and I knew that nothing would ever be the same again. We were on the cusp of a journey that would challenge everything we thought we knew about Aetherea's history. The water pressure was building, and I could feel the weight of the lake bearing down on us. We had to move fast. Our fate and the fate of Aetherea depended on it. Previously, Alex and his companions had just infiltrated the Lyrian government, exposing corruption and bringing hope to the oppressed people. But their celebration was short-lived, as a mysterious message from an enigmatic ally set them on a perilous path to find the Aethereian archive, a fabled repository of knowledge that could change the course of their world's history. As I stood at the lake's edge, the ancient submersible looming before me like a ghostly sentinel, I felt the weight of our mission bearing down on me. The air was thick with anticipation, and I knew that every decision I made from this moment on would have far-reaching consequences. "We have to move now," Dr. Orion exclaimed, his voice strained with urgency. "The pressure is building, and we can't afford to waste a single second." I nodded, my heart racing with excitement. "Let's get to work. We need to find a way to reactivate the submersible's systems and get it operational." With renewed determination, we set to work, scouring the submersible's interior for clues or instructions that could help us revive the ancient vessel. Elara, with her intimate knowledge of Aethereian architecture, proved invaluable, her intuition guiding us towards hidden compartments and secret panels. As we worked, the silence was broken only by the sound of rushing water and the occasional groan of the submersible's ancient metal. I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease, as if we were being watched by unseen eyes, waiting for us to uncover the secrets that lay hidden beneath the lake's surface. Suddenly, the silence was shattered by a loud clang, followed by a burst of light that illuminated the submersible's interior. Dr. Orion whooped in triumph, his eyes aglow with excitement. "We did it! The main power core is online," Elara exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with pride. I grinned, feeling a surge of elation. We'd done it. We'd taken the first step towards unlocking the secrets of the Aethereian archive. With the submersible now operational, we set our course, descending deeper into the lake's depths. The water pressure built, and I could feel the hull creaking under the strain. And then, suddenly, we were there. The entrance to the archive lay before us, a gleaming silver portal that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. I felt my heart racing with anticipation, knowing that this was the moment of truth. "We're here," I whispered, my voice barely audible over the sound of the rushing water. "This is it. This is what we've been fighting for." Elara's eyes locked onto mine, her face set with determination. "We're not just fighting for ourselves," she whispered. were fighting for the future of Aetherea. Without another word, we stepped forward, the portal's energy enveloping us like a shroud. The darkness was absolute, and I felt my heart pounding in my chest. What secrets lay hidden within the archive? What revelations would we uncover? And what would be the cost of our discovery? As we stepped into the unknown, I knew that our journey was far from over previously. Alex and his companions had braved the unknown, infiltrating the Lyrian government and exposing corruption. And their celebration was short-lived as a mysterious message from an enigmatic ally set them on a perilous path to find the Aethereian archive. As I emerged from the portal's energy, my senses reeled in awe. The Aethereian archive stood before us, a majestic structure that defied the laws of physics I knew. Towering shelves of crystalline spires held rows of glowing orbs, each containing secrets of the ancient civilization. The air was alive with an electric hum, as if the very essence of Aetherea pulsed through the air. I felt a shiver run down my spine as Dr. Orion grasped my shoulder, his eyes aglow with an unspoken excitement. "Alex, my friend, we've reached the pinnacle of our journey." Elara's gaze swept the room, her eyes locked onto the nearest shelf. "We must be precise," she warned, her voice low and urgent. "The secrets we seek are hidden among the ancient artifacts. We can't afford to misstep." I nodded, my heart racing with anticipation. We'd finally reached the moment of truth. Together we set to work, carefully examining the shelves, seeking clues to unlock the secrets of Lyra's biotechnology. Every artifact, every relic, every inscription held a piece of the puzzle. As we delved deeper into the archive, the air grew thick with an electric energy. I could feel the weight of history upon us, as if the ancient Aethereians themselves watched us from the shadows. And then, without warning, the chamber shook violently, throwing us off balance. A deafening roar boomed through the room as if the very foundations of the archive had ruptured. I stumbled, regaining my footing as the chamber began to darken, the glowing orbs fading into an eerie twilight. "What's happening?" Dr. Orion shouted, his voice lost in the din. "The energy readings are off the charts." Elara's face set with determination. "We must find the source of the disturbance," she declared. "We can't afford to lose control of the archive." I knew that our mission had just taken a perilous turn. We had to move and fast or risk losing the secrets we'd fought so hard to uncover. The fate of Aetherea hung in the balance. With the darkness deepening, I steeled myself for the unknown challenges ahead. "Let's move," I shouted, my heart pounding in my chest. "We can't afford to lose the archive." As we plunged into the unknown, I knew that our journey had just taken a deadly turn. The secrets of the Aethereian archive waited, but at what cost? Previously, Alex and his companions finally reached the Aethereian archive, a majestic structure holding secrets of the ancient civilization, only to be faced with a sudden and violent disturbance that threatened to lose control of the archive. As we ventured deeper into the darkness, our footsteps echoed through the eerily silent shelves. The air was heavy with an electric tension, and I could feel the weight of the ancient Aethereian's eyes seemed to be upon us. Elara took the lead, her steps swift and deliberate as she navigated the twisted corridors, searching for the source of the disturbance. Dr. Orion followed closely, his eyes fixed on the readings from his scanner while I brought up the rear, my senses on high alert, ready to face whatever threat lay ahead. The silence was oppressive, heavy with the weight of forgotten knowledge. Every step felt like we were trespassing on sacred ground, and I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched, that the archive itself was alive and waiting for us to make a wrong move. Suddenly, Elara stopped, her hand raised in a silent command. We froze, our breathing the only sound in the stillness. Before us lay a massive, ornate door, adorned with intricate symbols that pulsed with a deep blue light. "What is this?" Dr. Orion whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. "The heart of Aetherea," Elara replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "The source of the disturbance. Whatever is happening, it's coming from within." I felt a shiver run down my spine as I gazed upon the door. This was at the heart of the archive, the source of Lyra's biotechnology, and the key to unlocking Aethereia's forgotten past. With a deep breath, I reached out, my hand hesitating for a moment before grasping the door's crystal handle. The symbols flared brighter, and with a soft hiss, the door slid open, revealing a chamber filled with an intense, pulsating light. By the ancients, Dr. Orion breathed, his eyes wide with awe. In the center of the room, a massive crystal orb pulsed with an intense energy, its surface etched with intricate patterns that shimmered and glowed. The air around us seemed to vibrate with an electric power, as if the very essence of Aethereia pulsed through the room, drawing us in. But as we approached the orb, a figure emerged from the shadows, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly energy. "Welcome, Alex," the figure said, its voice like thunder in the silence. "I have been waiting. You have reached the heart of the archive, but are you prepared to pay the price for the secrets you seek?" I steeled myself, my heart pounding in my chest. I knew that this moment would change the course of our journey forever. The fate of Aethereia hung in the balance, and I was ready to face whatever lay ahead. Previously, Alex and his companions finally reached the Aethereian archive, only to be faced with a sudden and violent disturbance that threatened to lose control of the archive. As they ventured deeper, they discovered the heart of Aethereia, the source of the disturbance, and encountered a mysterious figure with otherworldly energy. As the figure's words hung in the air, the room seemed to hold its breath, the pulsating energy emanating from the crystal orb threatening to consume us. I took a cautious step forward, my eyes locked on the figure, trying to read its intentions. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice steady despite the turmoil within. The figure chuckled, its eyes flashing with an unnatural light. "I am the guardian of the archive," it replied, its voice dripping with ancient power. "And you, Alex, are the chosen one, destined to unlock the secrets of Aethereia." Dr. Orion took a step forward, his eyes shining with excitement. "What secrets do you speak of?" The Guardian's gaze turned to the scientist, its eyes lingering on him before returning to me. "The secrets of Aethereia's past, present, and future. The secrets that will change the course of history." As the Guardian spoke, the room began to shift, the walls rippling like the surface of a pond. Elara's hand grasped my arm, her grip tightening as she whispered, "Alex, be careful. This is more than we bargained for." But I was undeterred. I had come too far, and the promises of the Guardian were too great to ignore. "I'm ready," I said, my voice firm. "I'll pay the price for the secrets." The Guardian's smile grew wider, its eyes flashing with an electric power. "Very well, Alex, let us begin." With a wave of its hand, the room erupted into chaos. The walls began to dissolve, revealing a realm beyond the archive. A realm of ancient ruins, mysterious landscapes, and hidden dangers. The air was filled with the whispers of the ancients, guiding us towards our next destination. And I knew, as I looked at my companions, that we were about to embark on the most perilous journey of our lives. Previously, Alex and his companions reached the Aethereian archive, only to be confronted by the Guardian of the archive, who revealed that Alex is the chosen one destined to unlock the secrets of Aethereia. The Guardian promised to reveal the secrets of Aethereia's past, present, and future, but at a price that would change the course of history. As the Guardian's words hung in the air, the room around us began to dissolve, revealing a realm beyond the archive, a realm of ancient ruins, mysterious landscapes, and hidden dangers. The air was filled with the whispers of the ancients, guiding us towards our next destination. I felt a surge of adrenaline as I gazed out at the unknown landscape before us. My companions' eyes were wide with a mix of excitement and trepidation. We knew that we were about to embark on the most perilous journey of our lives, one that would take us to the farthest reaches of Aethereia and beyond. "Where are we headed?" Elara asked, her eyes scanning the horizon. "The whispers of the ancients will guide us," the Guardian replied, its voice echoing in our minds. "You will know when you arrive." Without another word, the Guardian vanished, leaving us to ponder the magnitude of what lay ahead. I turned to my companions, my heart pounding with anticipation. "This is it. This is the moment we've been working towards. Are you with me? Dr. Orion's eyes gleamed with excitement. I was born for this, Alex. Let's do it. Elara's grip on my arm tightened. We're in this together, always have been. Lyra and Aaron nodded in unison, their determination etched on their faces. With a deep breath, we set out into the unknown, leaving the relative safety of the archive behind. The air was thick with an electric energy, the whispers of the ancients guiding us towards our destination, wherever that may be. As we journeyed through the ancient ruins, the whispers grew louder, guiding us through treacherous landscapes. We encountered strange creatures, ancient artifacts, and mysterious relics that hinted at the secrets of Aethereian's biotechnology. But with every step, I could feel the weight of our mission growing heavier. We were playing with forces beyond our control, forces that could change the course of history. I knew that we were dancing on the edge of a precipice, and one wrong move could send us tumbling into the abyss. And yet, I couldn't shake off the feeling that we were getting close to something monumental, something that would change the course of Aethereian's history forever. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the landscape in a fiery glow, I felt a shiver run down my spine. We were getting close, very close. I could feel it in my bones. But what lay ahead? Only the whispers of the ancients knew previously. Alex and his companions reached the Aethereian archive, where they were confronted by the guardian of the archive, who revealed Alex as the chosen one destined to unlock Aethereia. The guardian promised to reveal Aethereia's past, present, and future, but at a price that would change the course of history. As we ventured deeper into the ancient ruins, the whispers of the ancients grew louder, guiding us towards our next destination. The air was thick with an electric energy, and I could feel the weight of our mission growing heavier with every step. Suddenly, the ground beneath us gave way, sending us tumbling into a hidden chamber beneath the ruins. I quickly scrambled to my feet, my heart racing with excitement and trepidation. The chamber was filled with strange contraptions and ancient artifacts, and I could sense that we were getting closer to unlocking the secrets of Aethereia's biotechnology. "Guys, look at this," Lyra exclaimed, holding up a small, intricately carved device. "I think this might be the key to understanding Aethereia's advanced biotech." Dr. Orion's eyes lit up with excitement as he examined the device. Yes, this could be the breakthrough we've been searching for. As we began to examine the chamber, I noticed a strange symbol etched into the wall. It seemed to pulse with a faint blue light, and I felt an inexplicable connection to it. "What's this symbol?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Elara's eyes narrowed as she examined the symbol. "I've seen this before. It's an ancient Aethereian hieroglyph, associated with the elders, the ancient rulers of Aethereia." I felt a shiver run down my spine as I touched the symbol. "I think this is a gateway to the elders' stronghold. We have to go there." The room fell silent, and I could sense the weight of our mission growing heavier. We knew that venturing into the elders' stronghold would be fraught with danger, but we also knew that it was the next step in our journey. With a deep breath, I turned to my companions. "Are you with me?" Their nods were unanimous, and I knew that we were ready to face whatever lay ahead. Together, we stepped through the symbol, and the chamber dissolved around us. We found ourselves standing at the gates of the elders' stronghold, a foreboding structure that seemed to loom over us. The air was heavy with an eerie silence, and I could sense that we were being watched. I knew that we had to be careful, as one wrong move could mean disaster. With a deep breath, we stepped forward, ready to face whatever lay ahead. As we ventured deeper into the stronghold, I couldn't help but wonder what secrets lay hidden within its walls. What would we find? What dangers would we face? And what lay at the heart of the stronghold waiting for us? Only time would tell. Previously, Alex and his companions reached the Aethereian archive, where they were confronted by the guardian of the archive, who revealed Alex as the chosen one destined to unlock Aethereia. The guardian promised to reveal Aethereia's past, present, and future, but at a price that would change the course of history. As they delved deeper into the ancient ruins, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber containing ancient artifacts, leading them to the gates of the Elders' stronghold. I stepped forward, my heart racing with anticipation, as the towering gates of the Elders' stronghold slowly creaked open, revealing a labyrinth of dark corridors and chambers. The air was thick with an eerie silence, and I could sense the weight of history bearing down upon us. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, an imposing figure with piercing eyes and skin as white as marble. He wore a flowing white robe embroidered with silver thread, and a crown of glittering crystals rested upon his brow. "Greetings, Alex," he said, his voice dripping with an otherworldly authority. "I am Erebus, the keeper of the stronghold. You have entered this sacred place uninvited, but I sense that you are driven by a noble purpose." I swallowed hard, trying to hide my nervousness. "We come seeking knowledge, Erebus. We want to unlock the secrets of Aethereia's biotechnology." Erebus' gaze pierced through me, and I felt a shiver of doubt. "You seek the secrets of the Elders," he said, his voice dripping with an air of mystique. "Very well, I shall grant you an audience with the Elders themselves. But first, you must prove your worthiness." A low hum emanated from the walls, and the air began to charge with an electric tension. Erebus gestured to a massive crystal orb suspended above a pedestal. "The orb of judgment," he declared. "It will test your resolve, your courage, and your wisdom. If you succeed, the Elders will grant you an audience. But if you fail, you will never leave this stronghold alive." I glanced at my companions and saw determination etched on their faces. I knew that we had to face this challenge together. With a deep breath, I stepped forward, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The orb of judgment began to glow with an intense, pulsing energy. I raised my hands, and as I did, the orb began to hover above my palm. The hum grew louder, and I felt an energy course through me. I was no longer myself, I was a conduit for the ancient power of Aethereia. In that moment, I saw visions of the past of the Elders wielding immense power, of the downfall of their civilization, and of the secrets hidden within the archive. The visions were fragmented, but I sensed that the key to unlocking Aethereia's biotechnology lay hidden within those ancient memories. As the visions faded, the orb of judgment returned to its pedestal. Erebus' gaze was unreadable, but I sensed that he was impressed. "You have passed the first test," he declared. "But there are more trials to come. Are you prepared to face them?" I glanced at my companions and saw a fierce determination burning within them. I knew that we were ready to face whatever lay ahead. With a resolute nod, I turned to Erebus. "We're ready." Previously, Alex and his companions confronted the guardian of the archive, who revealed Alex as the chosen one destined to unlock Aethereia, and they reached the Elders' stronghold, where they were met by Erebus, the keeper of the stronghold, who presented them with the orb of judgment to test their worthiness. As I turned to face Erebus, the air seemed to ripple with anticipation, and I felt an electric tension coursing through my veins. Erebus' piercing gaze seemed to bore into my very soul, as if searching for any hint of hesitation or doubt. But I stood tall, my heart pounding with determination, and I knew that I was ready to face whatever trials lay ahead. "The second test," Erebus declared, his voice dripping with an air of mystique, "is the labyrinth of reflections. It is a maze of mirrors, where the reflections of your deepest fears and desires will confront you. You must navigate its treacherous paths, unscathed and unwavering in your resolve." As Erebus spoke, the walls of the chamber began to shimmer, and a hidden doorway slid open, revealing a corridor made of mirrors that seemed to stretch on forever. I felt a shiver of doubt as the reflections of my own fears and desires stared back at me, but I knew that I had to push forward. I turned to my companions and saw that they were ready to face this challenge together. With a deep breath, I stepped forward into the labyrinth of reflections, and my companions followed close behind. As we navigated the twisting corridors of mirrors, I was confronted by reflections of my deepest fears: the darkness of the Archon regime, the destruction of Aethereia, and the loss of my friends. But I stood tall, and I faced each reflection head-on, refusing to let my doubts and fears consume me. I remembered the words of Lyra, Courage is not the absence of fear, but the will to act in the face of fear. With every step, I felt my resolve strengthening, my determination to unlock the secrets of Aetheria's biotechnology growing. I knew that I was not alone, that my companions were with me, and that together we could overcome any obstacle. As we navigated the labyrinth, the reflections of my desires began to appear, the hope of a brighter future, the unity of the Aethereian people, and the discovery of ancient secrets. I felt a surge of hope, and I knew that I was one step closer to achieving my goal. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, we emerged from the labyrinth, and Erebus stood before us, his piercing gaze searching for any sign of weakness. But I stood tall, my heart pounding with determination, and I knew that I had faced my fears and desires head-on. "You have passed the second test," Erebus declared, his voice dripping with an air of approval. "But there is one more trial to come. Are you prepared to face it?" I glanced at my companions and saw the determination burning within them. I knew that we were ready to face the final trial, no matter what it may bring. With a resolute nod, I turned to Erebus. "We're ready," I declared, my voice echoing through the chamber previously. Alex and his companions navigated the labyrinth of reflections, facing their fears and desires, and emerged victorious, earning the approval of Erebus, the keeper of the stronghold. Now they stand before Erebus, ready to face the final trial. As I gazed into Erebus' piercing eyes, I felt a strange sensation, as if the very fabric of reality was shifting around us. Erebus' voice, like a gentle breeze, whispered secrets in my ear. "The final test is the Chamber of Resonance. It is a realm where the harmonics of Aetheria's biotechnology resonate in sync with the heartbeat of the planet. You must attune your heart to the rhythm of the chamber and unlock the secrets of the Aethereian archive." With a wave of his hand, Erebus conjured a shimmering doorway materialized before us, its surface rippling like the surface of a serene lake. The air around us hummed with an otherworldly energy, and I felt my heart begin to synchronize with the rhythm of the chamber. I turned to my companions and saw their determination and trust in me reflected in their eyes. Together, we stepped forward into the unknown, and the doorway slid shut behind us. As we entered the Chamber of Resonance, the air pulsed with an intense vibration, like the beat of 1,000 hearts. I felt my own heart rate adjust, syncing with the rhythm of the chamber. The walls, a kaleidoscope of colors, swirled around us, as if the very essence of Aetheria's biotechnology was alive and pulsing through the room. Dr. Orion, her eyes shining with excitement, began to scan the chamber. Her hands moved with precision, as if she was conducting an invisible orchestra. "This is it," she whispered. "This is the key to unlocking the secrets of Aetheria's biotechnology." I closed my eyes, letting the rhythm of the chamber envelop me. I felt the heartbeat of the planet, felt the pulse of the ancient Aetherians, felt the secrets of the archive begin to reveal themselves to me. As the rhythm reached a crescendo, I opened my eyes and saw that they were all staring at me in awe. For in that moment, I knew that the secrets of the Aetherian archive were within our grasp. The Chamber of Resonance had attuned us to the heartbeat of the planet, and we were now one step away from claiming the power of the archive. With a deep breath, I turned to my companions, and we shared a moment of pure elation. We had done it. We had overcome the trials and stood at the threshold of a new era. But as we turned to exit the chamber, we were met with an unexpected sight. Erebus stood before us, his eyes blazing with an otherworldly intensity. "The true test has only just begun," he declared, his voice like thunder. "The archive's power comes with a price, and you must be prepared to pay it." With that, the chamber began to darken, and the rhythm of the room began to falter. I felt a sense of trepidation as the stakes of our quest were raised once more. What lay ahead I did not know, but I knew that I was ready to face it. Together previously, Alex and his companions navigated the labyrinth of reflections, facing their fears and desires, and emerged victorious, earning the approval of Erebus. Now they stand in the Chamber of Resonance, where they must pay the price for the archive's power. As the darkness deepened, I felt a chill run down my spine. Erebus's words echoed in my mind, "The archive's power comes with a price, and you must be prepared to pay it." What could he mean? What price could be so great that it would justify the risk of everything we've worked towards? I turned to my companions and saw the concern etched on their faces. They too were wondering what lay ahead. Dr. Orion's eyes sparkled with curiosity, while Lyra's hand instinctively went to her sword. Aaron's eyes darted around the room, as if looking for an escape route. Erebus raised his hand and the room began to shake. The walls, which had previously been a kaleidoscope, now turned a deep, foreboding red. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy, and I felt my heart rate increase. Suddenly, the chamber was filled with visions of Aethereia's past. I saw ancient civilizations rise and fall. I saw the birth of the archive, and I saw the downfall of the Aethereian Empire. The visions were so vivid, so real, that I felt like I was living through them. As the visions faded, I saw Erebus standing before me, his eyes blazing with an intense energy. "The price," he declared, "is the burden of knowledge. The archive's power comes with the weight of Aethereia's past. You must carry that weight, and you must use it to forge a better future." I felt a sense of trepidation as the weight of the archive's power settled on my shoulders. I knew that I had to accept the responsibility, not just for myself but for my companions and for the future of Aethereia. With a deep breath, I raised my head and looked Erebus in the eye. "I accept the burden," I declared, my voice firm. "I will carry the weight of Aethereia's past, and I will use it to forge a better future." As I spoke, the chamber began to brighten and the air cleared. Erebus nodded, a small smile on his face. "Then let us proceed," he said. "The Aethereian archive is ready to be claimed." With that, the chamber doors slid open and we stepped into the heart of the archive. The air was filled with the hum of ancient technology, and the room was lined with rows upon rows of glowing orbs. Each orb contained a piece of Aethereia's history, and together they held the secrets of the archive. I felt a sense of awe as I gazed upon the archive's power. I knew that this was the moment that would change the course of Aethereian history. I knew that this was the moment that would define my place in history and the place of my companions. With a deep breath, I reached out and touched the nearest orb. As I did, the room was filled with a blinding light, and I felt the secrets of the archive flood my mind. In that moment, I knew everything. I knew the secrets of Aethereia's biotechnology. I knew the secrets of the ancient Aethereians, and I knew the secrets of the archive. I knew that the power of the archive was not just a tool, but a key to unlocking the true potential of Aethereia. As the light faded, I turned to my companions and saw that they too had been changed. They too had been transformed by the power of the archive. We stood together, united and ready to face the future. With the secrets of the archive in hand, we set out to forge a new era for Aethereia. We traveled the length and breadth of the planet, using it to heal the wounds of the past and to bring hope to a brighter future. We built new cities, we forged new alliances, and we created a new world where courage, hope, and unity had overcome the darkness of Aethereia's past. As I stood on the balcony of our new capital city, looking out upon the wonders we had created, I knew that our journey was complete. I knew that we had changed the course of Aethereian history, and that our names would be etched in the annals of time. And as I looked out upon the vast expanse of Aethereia, I knew that our story was not just a story of the past, but a beacon of hope for the future.